G'day, Flesh Males. My name is Juicedane, and okay. So you know how in my video where I criticize Fortnite for stealing ideas from other games? Well, and you know how I said that Fortnite was a really small game? Well, yeah, it actually wasn't upon further research. Apparently, it held the #1 spot on Twitch for quite a long time for the most watched game, which I think is pretty bizarre personally, but whatever. Now, you may be wondering, well, I mean, how is this relevant to what I'm talking about today? Well, it's obvious. You see, Fortnite's been losing relevance and popularity with Apex Legends being a thing. And, of course, this made Epic Games decide, you know what would be a great idea to do? We should, instead of maybe making another game that could, that, like, of good quality, instead, they decide to say, you know what, we're gonna try to compete with Steam. When in reality, they had no, like, they had no intention of competing with Steam at all. They just wanted to be shitty. And they made the Epic Game Store. I mean, this game launcher is complete shit and is completely rushed. Because they want to capitalize on what Fortnite has left in it. It's not got a lot in it. It's really not. But they want to capitalize on what it has left, and this really just didn't work out for them, because this, of course, being a rushed game launcher, it didn't have a lot of the features that that are key to a game launcher. For example, a search bar was not present, or the ability to write reviews. Of course, reviews are now a thing, but that's a topic I'll talk about later on in the video. But of course, another thing I want to talk about, right off the bat, is this thing is scummy as fuck, alright? It's really shady, honestly. Please don't go onto the Epic Game Store unless you really have to, unless there's a game that you really want, which is also another topic I'll be talking about later. But this thing actually scans your computers. People have actually caught the Epic Game Store, like, they've caught it going through their files and scanning their computer. Why is it scanning through their files? No one really knows. But a lot of people speculate. I mean, there's this one person that I saw, who'd also talked about this subject, saying that, like, he made a joke about it being Chinese spyware. I mean, I thought that was pretty funny, but I mean, God knows why they would be scanning your computer files. I mean, what are they trying to get? Are they trying to get your games? Are they trying to get your personal information? Like, what are they doing? And again, personal information is another thing that I'll be talking about later. Oh boy, there really is quite a lot of things that I'll have to talk about later in this video. So, stick around, you little shit. But anyway, it's really scummy, some of the tactics that, Epic Games has used. I mean, they're really anti-consumer with the Epic Game Store, and if you watch the rest of the video, well, you're gonna know why.
Holy Jesus.
So, if you don't know already, if you played Fortnite in, like, any time at all, well, your information's probably been leaked. There was a huge information leak. I'm pretty sure it was either, I don't know if it was off of everyone or if it was just on PC, but there was a huge information leak, and it really fucks up your ability to trust Epic Games. And I mean, with both your computer getting scanned as well as, information being leaked off of Fortnite players, it really you don't seem to trust Epic Games, and it's no question why you wouldn't. And if you still do, that's perfectly fine with you, your opinion is your opinion, but your opinion is wrong. But I mean, still, if you choose to trust these people, then go ahead. You might get your, information leaked. And the thing is, it's even worse, because Fortnite's just a game. I mean, sure, you can put in credit card information to, make transactions, buy V-Bucks, but the thing is, this is an actual store we're talking about, where you buy shit with real money. And the thing about that is that you have to put in your credit card information. And when you put in your credit card information, now Epic Games has your credit card information. But if something were to, say, happen, like in Fortnite's case, where your data gets leaked, well, you're sort of fucked in that department, because well, now you're susceptible to credit card fraud, identity theft, a bunch of shit that you really don't want when you're trying to invest in a game launcher or a game store like the Epic Game Store. It really does kind of, hurt the trust that people had in Epic Games when your credit card information gets leaked to, to whoever the hell wants it. And I mean, there's also, like it also kind of it kind of raised the question: how secure really is the Epic Game Store? Are they really protecting your information well? Because you don't want to, again, you don't want to put in your credit card information, or your PayPal information, Visa card. It doesn't matter. You don't want to put your information into something that you might, it might fuck it up, and you're gonna get completely butt fucked in the process because, say it gets hacked, bam, now some hacker has your credit card information, and your life's completely ruined. You have to freeze your card, you have to get a new card, but you lost a shit ton of money already. So it's like, well, now what do, And that's really what I don't like about the Epic Game Store, is like, are you going to trust them even after, a lot of people's personal data got leaked off of Fortnite? Or you be like me and just say, yeah, fuck that shit, I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, chief. But I mean, you never know. There's probably still people that want to buy off the Epic Game Store, and again, that's fine. I mean, there's a lot of exclusive games which I'll talk about later. Jeez, I really like to reference talking about stuff later. But I mean, yeah, I'll talk about that later because, well, it's another scummy move that Epic Games has made on their part. But I'll get more in depth on that part later.
Holy Jesus.
Alright, so remember earlier in the video when I said that the review system was complete AIDS on the Epic Game Store? Well, yeah, when I said that, I completely meant it. So I also said that the Epic Game Store is completely anti-consumer and is more lenient towards the game developers that are on its site. I mean, it's a good thing that they get more cut from their games, but there's one thing that really kind of puts Epic Games, their store, into a terrible fucking light. And it's that the reviews can be turned on and off, which is not good. I mean, they can be completely tampered by the person that made the game, which isn't a good thing because reviews are supposed to, be a thing that's there to help you decide whether you want to buy this game or not. And if, I mean, say there's, a review that says, oh, this game's really buggy and doesn't run very well, please don't buy it. Well, the developer can just say, ha, yeet, and completely delete it. I mean, seriously, that's a terrible system. I would say it's false advertising, but I don't think that's exactly false advertising, so I'm not gonna say that. But, I mean, it's still pretty bad. I mean, not having a good review system is a very anti-consumer thing, as, people want to see the review. They want to see reviews on the game to see if the game's actually gonna, if they're gonna like it. And if they don't like it, well, I mean, they're not gonna know that until they buy the game. And the reason reviews are there is to help you decide whether the game, whether you're gonna want it or not. You don't want to have to waste your money, realize you hate the game, and then be like, well, fuck, I'm screwed. I mean, there is a refund system, which is a good thing, but still, I mean, you don't want to have to waste your money, and I don't know if you get less money from refunding. I'm not too sure about that, but if you find out, if anyone finds out, let me know. I don't think anyone's gonna find out, because I hope you don't. I really hope you don't, because I don't want any of you going onto this shitty site, and risk your personal information getting completely leaked to some random fucker not on the internet, but just some random fucker at Epic Games. It really is bad, and I mean, it's basically like a YouTuber that's really controversial making a controversial video and then disabling their comment section, because they know that they're gonna get a lot of criticism and hate, directed at them because of said video. But of course, the shitstorm gets worse.
Holy Jesus.
So you know how both Xbox and PlayStation have they both have their exclusive games. And it's always been that way. PC doesn't. There's no exclusive games on PC. Well, there are exclusive games on PC, but I mean, like, there's not two different PCs that are contending with each other, and have stuff that one can't get. But of course, Epic Games decides to pretty much add console exclusivity to games. So, I mean, take a game like Metro Exodus, really hyped up game. A lot of people really excited for this game, and it was announced to release on Steam. But then later, Epic Games goes in and says, you know what, we'll give you a bigger cut if you decide to, put a timed exclusive, onto this game. Now, of course, there is a problem with this timed exclusivity, and it's that, again, I've talked about a lot of things that people don't like on the Epic Games Store, but this is one of those things where it's worse. I mean, I don't want to use the Epic Games Store, and this is how I've been saying throughout the entire video. You don't have to use the Epic Games Store, but if you want to get a certain game, then go ahead, you can. Just you risk getting your data leaked. But the thing about that is, I don't want to use the Epic Games Store, but there's games that I may want on the Epic Games Store, like Metro Exodus. There's also a game that I was watching Jacksepticeye play, and on PC it's exclusive to the Epic Games Store. I mean, it looks really good. I don't know if it's gonna be out on PS4. I really hope it is. But the game's called SHAREfactory. Basically, you're on an alien planet, you build a fucking factory. It looks really interesting in my opinion. It may not be interesting in your opinion, but that we all have our own opinions. But I mean, it's exclusive to the Epic Games Store. And the thing is, it really does suck that, there are timed exclusives that are exclusive to the Epic Games Store. Now, of course, you can just wait an entire year to get your games, but there's games like The Outer Worlds and Metro Exodus that were incredibly hyped up, and a lot of people were really anticipating, but won't be able to play for an entire other year because I mean, that's only if you're on PC. If you're on console, you're fine. And what I find funny is that this decision to be exclusive to the Epic Games Store was so last minute for The Outer Worlds, or no, it was for Metro. It was so last minute that they put stickers on the game covers over where the Steam logo would be. That the Epic Games Store, that is exclusive to the Epic Games Store, which I think is totally messed up. I mean, like, you can't just it's one thing to be exclusive to the Epic Games Store, just like out of the bat, but it's another thing to say that you're gonna release on Steam and then not release on Steam and be exclusive to the Epic Games Store, which is a place that not a lot of people like, and it sparks quite a lot of controversy. People just really don't like Epic Games, and for a lot of good reasons, as of course you may know. There is only one positive out of this. Actually, there's two positives. The first thing is that game developers get like a 20% cut of the revenue from games that they put onto the Epic Games Store, and that they're gonna put in like a PS Plus type system where there's one or two free games every month. But that's pretty much it. There's the negatives really outweigh the positives, when it comes to the Epic Games Store. So please don't buy things off the Epic Games Store. You're probably gonna get your stuff, your information leaked, or your computer's gonna get scanned. You might end up with malware, maybe. I don't think that would happen considering this is an official site, but you never know. And of course, as always, you're just gonna end up with a crappy game launcher that doesn't work very well. But again, of course, if you want it, you can go ahead and do that if you want the exclusive games that are on there, like Metro Exodus, and of course, Outer Worlds, which, again, really hyped up game, really want it. I don't know when it's releasing on PS4. I kind of hope it is soon. and I hope it's not gonna flop like 76 did. And I'm gonna sidetrack it a bit. One thing I find really funny is that you know, in I'm pretty sure in the trailer for Outer Worlds, like they said, oh, we are the original we're the original developers of Fallout and the developers of New Vegas, which I find really funny that they're jabbing at Bethesda. They're even saying, oh, no we have no correlation with 76, so don't blame us for that. That's Bethesda's fault. But yeah, so I hope that this will influence you to not buy off the Epic Games Store because, well, you don't want your information leaked, do you? I mean, or you don't want your computers getting scanned. You don't want, those people at Epic Games finding your quote unquote homework folder. You don't want them looking through that. So, yeah. And also, hope this kind of taught you more stuff about Epic Games. Maybe you won't buy off of this crappy website, or not website, but store. You just use Steam. I mean, it sucks to have to wait, but you can wait another year, alright? It's not that long. Well, it is long, but still, you know what I mean. But yeah, so, oh yeah, hope you did enjoy this video. If you found it informative and you're not going to get your information leaked, then remember, of course, to like and subscribe if you don't want your information leaked to some random person. And of course, remember, as always, don't fall in a hole.